You picture a samurai as an elite warrior living a life of total honor and mastery.
Right. Unstoppable, respected, feared, the whole package.
For most of Japanese history, the real samurai was a broke government clerk, drowning in debt to the merchant class he was raised to despise. And it starts before he can even walk. A samurai's fate was decided at birth, into a specific family lineage with expectations already attached before he had any say in it.
Okay, but childhood was all sword training, right? The fun part. Some, just as much time went into poetry, calligraphy, archery, and deliberately uncomfortable discipline. Standing barefoot in snow, holding still for hours, building a mind that wouldn't break before a body that might. Around age 15, in a ceremony called Genpuku, everything changed at once. His hairstyle changed, his clothes changed, he received a new adult name and his first real swords. That day, legally and symbolically, the child was simply gone.
Okay, so that's the moment he starts living the dream. Swords, status, respect. That's actually the moment the money problem starts. Samurai were paid in rice, a fixed amount set generations earlier. Japan's economy shifted toward cash. Prices kept rising. His income didn't. It got worse depending on his lord's rank. Many samurai were required to travel to the capital and maintain a second household there, on top of their own, an obligation called sankin kotai. The travel alone could cost a fortune. The duplicate household cost more. Merchants, officially the lowest class in the entire system, held the only real cash in the country. Samurai families borrowed from them constantly, at brutal interest, just to keep up appearances their rank legally demanded.
So he's in debt to the exact people he's supposed to outrank?
Standing in that merchant's shop, asking for another loan he can't repay. Some sons grew up watching their merchant tutors live in bigger houses than their own sword-carrying fathers. Marriage rarely helped. Most were arranged for political alliance, not affection. Even his household, his wardrobe, the size of his own home, all dictated by law based on rank, regardless of what he could actually afford.
Wait, so did they even fight much? Like actual battles?
For most of the Edo period, almost never. Japan stayed at peace for over 2 centuries. Many samurai trained their entire lives for a battle that never came. And when domains had more samurai than they needed, thousands lost their positions entirely, becoming ronin, masterless samurai with no stipend and no job. Some became teachers or scholars. Many simply fell into poverty, because the same rigid class laws that gave them status also blocked them from almost any other work.
That's rough. So how does it all end?
With how he died mattering more than how he lived. If shamed or defeated, a samurai could perform seppuku, a ritual suicide meant to restore his honor. It was precise, not chaotic. A witness present, a death poem written beforehand, and a second standing by, whose entire job was mercy, ending the suffering with a single cut timed to the exact moment the samurai could no longer continue. Even the women in his household had their own version, a ritual called jigai, performed with their legs bound together beforehand to preserve a composed final posture. Honor, in this world, extended to the very last physical detail.
Whoa. Okay, so the code itself, the whole honor thing, that part's at least ancient and real, right?
Here's the last surprise. The unified samurai honor code most people picture, loyalty, courage, total discipline, wasn't written down as one coherent system until 1900 by a scholar living in California, decades after the samurai class had already been legally abolished. He borrowed heavily from Western chivalry to explain Japanese culture to a foreign audience, and the book became so popular abroad that it shaped how the entire world, including Japan itself, came to picture the samurai retroactively.
So the version we all picture didn't even exist yet, while samurai were actually alive?
Not in that form. The sword was real. The discipline was real. The death ritual was real and taken completely seriously. But the tidy, honorable legend surrounding all of it was finished being written well after the last real samurai had already put his sword down for good.